Hi, I am Alexia Tsotsis, and I am here with Branch Out CEO and founder Rick Marini, and we're here to talk about why I keep getting these updates in my Facebook stream about Branch Out and what exactly I need to do or why it would be helpful if I joined.
Yes, so I'm glad you're getting those. So you're getting those because Branch Out has really taken off in the last 30 days. And as I think you know, Branch Out is a leading career networking service on Facebook. And what's happened recently is that a lot of the super connectors on Facebook, people with 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 friends, have found Branch Out. They're getting value as a recruiting service, and they're starting to invite all of their friends. And what's happened is that these are the influencers, the tastemakers. So as they're inviting people, those people, of course, want to join, and they're inviting, and that's really kind of snowballed.
So did you get Scoble? Did a Scoble decide to join?
We've got a lot of great people, including Mike Arrington. Reid Hoffman joined last week. We've got a lot of Valley people, but now it's really expanded beyond the Valley, where we started, to really get hot. And we've taken off in Europe recently, Scandinavian countries, Italy, France, Germany, and I'm not sure why it took off there, but we're enjoying it.
How long have you guys been around?
So we founded the company, I guess in June, launched in July, and for the first 6-7 months, we've really been focused on building out the consumer product, and it was ready to go. Kind of Jan 1, we started to turn on some of the viral tools, and those really took off.
So in terms of users, you said you're bigger than Quora, so you've got how many users?
Yeah, well, App Data has that. I'm not sure if how accurate that is, but we grew by 25x in the last 30 days. So, went from a small number, 10,000, to about 250,000 monthly users in January. So we feel good. We're going the right direction.
You went from 10,000 to 250,000
in 30 days.
In 30 days.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How are you getting these users? Just attracting the big whales of social networking?
Yeah, I think the whales realize the power of the network effect. So the bigger your network, it exponentially grows in terms of value. So people are joining Branch Out to, and inviting people to Branch Out to increase the power of their network. So really what you're doing is you're unlocking your existing friend network on Facebook to be able to get inside connections for jobs and career networking and sales leads, and people are starting to get some real value from that.
So who is your closest competitor, and what do you think you're doing differently?
The closest competitor, at least in the press, is probably LinkedIn. So we're often referred to as LinkedIn on Facebook. There are some similarities in terms of the career networking approach. A couple big differences. One, we play on Facebook. Right, so LinkedIn is a great company. They've got about 40 or 45 million monthly users. Facebook has over 600 million, I think, at this point. So we like the platform we play on. We're bringing a lot of gamification into recruiting. So things like career quizzes, badges, leaderboards, things that LinkedIn really hasn't gone after. Things that we think appeal to either kind of a younger crowd or more tech-savvy crowd. So those are some pretty big differences.
Yeah, I saw some of the gamification stuff when I signed up this morning. You got me, finally. I'm
yes,
there.
Finally, we got you.
I'm on Branch Out.
Now we have made it.
I'm a superpower user. I feel so special. So some of the gamification stuff, I see that if you like the Branch Out Facebook page, you get bumped up 5%. And then if you introduce more people, you get bumped up another 5%. So how do you balance having these game elements, which is something that Facebook has been really strong in, with the utility like career services?
Yep. That's a great question. So what you're referring to is a progress bar that we have, which is it's partially borrowed from social gaming.
It's kind of like Farmville. It's like Farmville.
Farmville does something like that, and we definitely take lessons from what the social games have done over the last 3 years. They've been the dominant force on the platform, on the Facebook platform, for the last 3 years. So there's a lot of lessons that we apply from their successes onto Branch Out. But I think you're right. We need to make sure that we continue to balance both the fun gaming with the professionalism. So what we're trying to do are things like career quizzes. So it's a quiz that gives you data or feedback, insight into your career, but it's also something fun and shareable. So we love things that do both utility and fun.
What are some of the challenges of being on the Facebook platform as opposed to being your own?
Right.
thing?
Right. So there's a lot of benefits for being on the Facebook platform. Some of the challenges are, the communication channels aren't entirely our own, so we need to play within Facebook's rules in terms of communication, which is fine. Every Tuesday, Facebook does a site push, so we need to look on Wednesday morning if anything broke. Was it us or was it Facebook? So there's some things like that, but overall, we've got a really good relationship with Facebook, and we're definitely in sync with them. So things like that on Wednesday morning, we're typically ahead of the curve and understand what's coming on their side.
So how are you planning on monetizing? Did this Facebook mandatory credits thing affect your strategy at all?
It doesn't, because we're not a social game. So the mandatory credits only apply to social games. I think by July they want all social games on credits. So because we're a utility, we're a little different. In terms of our ability to monetize, we're going to have a couple different revenue lines. One will be jobs, so premium job listings on BranchOut. And I think at this point we might be the biggest job board on all of Facebook. We've got about 3 million jobs and 15,000 internships.
Who are the other job boards?
There's really not that many. So,
first mover.
Yeah, first mover means you get to be the biggest as well. So we'll be doing premium job listings soon. Another will be subscription fees from recruiters. So we're going to provide more granularity of search. Some of the things that LinkedIn does a very good job at outside of Facebook that we're going to be bringing inside of Facebook. And then advertising and some other ancillary businesses too.
So I've noticed that LinkedIn is trying to incorporate social features, and I think they just launched Facebook Likes recently.
Okay.
And what do you think? And it doesn't seem like it's succeeding. Like every time I go to LinkedIn and it's asking me to tweet, I'm like, but this is my career network. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be social here. What do you think you guys are doing differently to capture the social zeitgeist and make social interaction and the social graph part of your career quest?
Sure. Well, because we're on Facebook, it's inherently social already, right? These are people that are Facebook users that are checking Facebook many times a day for hours a day. So it's inherently social already being on the platform. So what we're doing is bringing that career functionality in a private way. So you can feel that you're part of that social network of Facebook, but what we do with BranchOut is only show your career information, your education information, endorsements, things like that. So you can partition off your private information that remains on Facebook, things like pictures and status updates and things you want to remain private, away from BranchOut. So we're really that bridge between the professional and the personal.
So what are some of your future plans?
So some of the future plans, so definitely around the monetization. So really the last 6 months we focused on the consumer. The next 6 months we'll start to build out recruiter tools. Which we're excited about. Right now, I think we've got decent search tools, but in the next 90 days, we'll be building out much more powerful tools that I think recruiters are really going to be impressed by.
Like what? Just
some of that
ways
would be
to submit your resume?
Some of that would be around search in particular. Some more granularity around search. Things like geo-targeting and searching by skill set and things that recruiters really want to be able to drill down within Facebook. And also tools that will help internal recruiters be able to connect within their organization so they can source candidates through their existing employees in a safe, private way. So again, it's career information only, so employees don't have to feel like they're giving up any private information.
Yeah, I mean, Facebook is the place we post our drunk pictures.
Yes, absolutely. And your keg stand pictures.
Embarrassing comments from our parents. How are you going to counteract this?
So within BranchOut, all we do is we pull over your career data, your education, and your endorsements. That's it. There's no drunk pictures. There's no status updates. There's nothing that's private to you outside of your career information in BranchOut. So there is a hard and fast line there.
So how did you get Mike Arrington to sign up? So if I sign up, does it automatically post to my wall? Do I get a choice?
You don't, because Facebook actually does that. So anytime that you install an app, Facebook actually puts that on your wall.
Ha.
So Facebook does that. So
lucky.
Yeah. So you can't blame me for that. You got those wall posts. The wall posts that you've received are from your friends. Your Facebook friends are the people that are inviting you to BranchOut, and they're doing wall posts, or we're now using the request channel as well. So they can either do a wall post or a request channel, which is less public.
How did you get Mike to join? Just post
Mike
it on
actually was one of our first users. Mike did a story on us right when we launched in mid-July, so he was one of our probably first 500 users.
So between July and beginning of January, you got 10,000 users
Well, there was about 10,000 per month.
per month. Okay.
Yeah. So the real growth came in January, though. Again, December was about 10,000, 12,000. It was small. And now we're 250,000. We have a long way to go.
So total
This is still
users
early.
now is
In the hundreds of thousands.
hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is still very early. We're excited about the growth. It's a fun time at Branch Out, but we have a long way to go.